What's up guys, Anders here with another Black Desert video. Today we're going to go over class popularity and global class distribution. But before we do that, I want to thank the supporters of this channel. You guys help keep these videos going, so thank you so much for the support. If you want to help support the channel, you can do so by liking or disliking this video, subbing to the channel if you haven't already, and hitting that bell icon. Bell is good, so please ding the bell to get notified when I upload my next video. Now, back in Heidel Ball, we received a bar chart. This one specifically showed the class spread amongst all the players in the world. At the top, we knew we had Dark Knight as the most popular, but we didn't really see where the other classes fell in terms of popularity. I decided to translate the rest of the chart so we could see exactly where each class falls in terms of popularity and maybe think about why that is. So we're going to break it down to the top 5 classes, the bottom 5, and then the middle of the pack. Remember, because Hashashin hadn't come out at the time of the Heidel Ball, he does not show up in the stats, so just keep that in mind. Now at the top we of course have Dark Knight reigning supreme. Number 2 is Sorceress, followed closely by Ranger, then Warrior, and Musa. Out of these 5, Musa is the most surprising to me. And also 2 out of 5 top classes are male, which is not bad considering this is the gender-locked MMORPG. Now when I took a look at the top classes, Musa of course was surprising because I don't really see that many out in the world. Class isn't in a really great place right now, so not as popular, but still overall number 5 is very respectable. If the Hashashin hype is real, we may see a lot of those convert from Musa to Hashashin, but we'll see. Now at the top I expected of course the OG classes, Ranger, Sork, Warrior, but DK, she's not OG. So why exactly is she so popular? DK released in March 2017. She was so powerful after her awakening that she essentially created the wave of flavor of the month rerolls. Couple that with the fact that DK was the BDO version of a dark elf, that she was female that appealed to both male and female players. She just became the class you saw everywhere. Every single person was playing a DK. People were complaining so much about DK. She was number 1 in kills in RBF by a huge margin. Up there with guess who? Wizard and Witch. Some things never change in that regard. But she was so oppressive that the developers stuck to their mantra. For me, that mantra is create a problem and then you create a solution to that problem. And then you watch as the players burn the game down. But I'm joking, of course, that's not their mantra, but sometimes it does feel like that. To combat DK and the magic dominance, Pearl Abyss created Striker, the only class to receive damage reduced from magic users. And then because Striker was male, and of course we can't just have a male class, he received a counterpart, Mystic. But even despite this hard counter and massive nerfs to DK, she remained very popular and is still very popular as we see. DK Succession helping a lot with that since it's pretty good right now. Now Ranger, Sork, and Warrior have always been stable. Ranger was there for the range class lovers like me. I personally went Ranger since I just love range and caster classes in MMOs. Warrior was there for the tank players, and Sork was just cool, I guess, a sort of melee magic user. All 3 are still good today, with Sork of course being one of the best classes in the game. So now let's take a look at the bottom 5 classes. I was expecting to see maybe Berserker here or Tamer since I don't really see very many of those, but nope, I was completely wrong. Bottom 5, Guardian, Shai, Archer, Kunoichi, and Mystic. So let's break this down. 2% of the global population of Black Desert play Guardian despite it being a very strong class, one of if not the best PvE grinder, but again also fairly new. So it makes sense that not that many have been able to be made, so in some regards it all makes sense. That's why it's the lowest. New class, not as popular. Shai a little bit more popular, and then Archer. Now if we take a look at their release dates, we kind of see a pattern. These are the last 3 classes released for the game, so logically they would be the least played and the least created. Not as many people have actually created them, but with Archer it's a little bit more interesting. They were and sometimes still are deemed very oppressive as a class. At the time of release you hated archers because they would kill you before you even saw them. Rangers hated archers because they had more range, more protection, a better overall kit, and then over time you saw less and less of them, possibly because the gear threshold and level of every single player was increasing, and the higher the gear level, the less effective Archer became. became. They didn't get massively nerfed like DK was, and yet people didn't really stick with the class regardless. Nowadays, they really are a rare breed. You see more Tamers actually than archers now. Now finally, Kuno and Mystic, oddly also low in popularity. Kunoichi especially, she's been out a long time yet very unpopular. Most players tend to go for Ninja rather than Kunoichi, and I'm not entirely sure why. Currently I'm playing a Kunoichi. I like Kunoichi Succession especially. If you do know why Kunoichis are just not that popular and more people go for Ninja, maybe because Ninja Succession is better, but let me know your opinions in the comments. For Mystic, it's another weird one actually. A class that came out like a tank. She also was pretty oppressive when she came out. Then she received some nerfs and then quickly kind of got lost in the roster of classes. She kind of got forgotten for a while. So let's take a look at the rest of the classes and see where they lie. We obviously have Wizard and Witch up there, upper middle I guess you could say, followed by Lahn, Tamer, Valk, and Ninja, all at 5% of the distribution of classes, and then Berserker, Striker, and Maehwa at 4% of the global distribution. Those are not as shocking to me. And that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Pretty interesting chart. Let me know what you think of the topmost classes in the game. Are you surprised? Let me know in the comments. And as always, guys, thanks again for watching. Thanks for listening. I'll see you all in the next one. Take care.